Hello, I'm Anthony from strongmencoaching.com. And hey, your time is valuable, so let's get right into it. So, what is this big mistake that men often make when they get into a new relationship? You know, some of the things that happen, and I'm going to share with you here in just a minute the biggest one, but it's really important to understand exactly what's going on. Now, you might not have heard this before, or maybe you have, but it's also a good reminder if for some reason it's been a while since you heard this information. But when you first meet somebody and you have all those butterflies and that excitement, what's going on is that there's this new experience and your brain is enjoying it. Your brain is taking it in, you get these endorphins running through your body, and that's a good thing. When we meet somebody, we're excited, we're, curious, we're, going to see what's going to happen. But what happens is, or what's going on is that you're building this connection with another person. What's happening in your brain is you're actually making this connection and building, maybe perhaps not immediately, but there's this sort of bond that's happening with this person. And so you enjoy it. You want to spend more time. You want to get those endorphins going. You're enjoying it. You're curious. It's something new, and that's good. And we should be experiencing that when we're just meeting someone. Because if you've ever been in a relationship for a certain amount of time, right, a considerable amount of time, you've built that bond with that person, and that's important for a relationship because that makes you exclusive. It makes you, want to care for that person, want to take care of that person, want to you fall in love with them. So what's happening is it's your brain that's making this connection with this new person. We're meant to have people in our life. We're meant to build connections with other people. So our brains are now connecting this all together and putting this all together in a way that you form this bond. So what happens, and this is where men make the biggest mistake, is that they stop doing things that they were doing before the relationship. And what do I mean by that? Oftentimes when you're single, you're living your life, you're participating, perhaps you're going to the gym, you're training in a martial art, right? A lot of guys today training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I have a brown belt. But oftentimes, men stop doing these activities, these things that they were enjoying before the relationship. And the reason why this is a big mistake is because you want something that specifically that you enjoy that's for you. Because you were doing it for a reason. You enjoyed it. You were getting something out of it. It was fun for you. And it was something that you really got a lot out of. And so when you bring somebody new into your life, you want to spend that time with them, right? Those endorphins are going, and that's a good thing. However, the biggest mistake that men make is that they stop doing that very thing that they were enjoying doing before the relationship. Now, I strongly encourage all of my clients to have something that's specifically them, that they do for them outside of the relationship or outside of the other person, not necessarily outside of the relationship, but for themselves. Because this is something that's really important. You should always have something that you enjoy and that's for you and you alone. And the same is for your partner. You want them to have something that is for them. They enjoy it. They get a lot out of it, and that's for them, right? So that when you come together, right, you have this, and then when you come together and do activities that you both enjoy, that's also important as well. Because you want to have more things in common than not. You don't want to be, having your life, right, and she's having hers, and then once in a while you come together. That's not, perhaps that's not how a lot of people want their relationships. So it's important, very, very important for you to continue doing at least that one thing, continue to do it even when you are just starting a relationship and really throughout your whole life. You want something that you go enjoy and do outside of your partner that is for you. And the reason why, once again, this is a big mistake is that you just don't know how that relationship is going to go. And so you put off this thing that you've been doing for yourself for a while. You lose those benefits of that thing that you were enjoying doing, whether it's working out, training jujitsu, or whatever activity that you were doing, playing tennis, pickleball, whatever it might be for you. That's a healthy thing to have. And when you don't have that, you're losing out on those benefits. And as I mentioned before, it's really important for your partner to have something for herself as well. So think about this the next time you get into a relationship, a new relationship. Don't stop doing the thing that you were doing for yourself. Got to keep going. Keep that part of your life. Keep it. Don't stop. Continue to receive those benefits. And if for some reason it's an activity that you would like your significant other to enjoy, great. That's okay. But I would still strongly encourage you to have something that is just for you. This is really important because you are you. And when we give up these things for a relationship, it's just not healthy. You want something to continue to stimulate, your growth, you as a person. And when you're participating in this activity, these things that you would find enjoying or find beneficial for you, there is a reason for it. And so keep going with your activity. Encourage your significant other to have something that she does. And then, of course, you want where there's more things in common than not in your relationship. So one thing that I'd like to share with you here is that when men are struggling in their relationships and not getting the results that they want, they often struggle and find that there's some lack of confidence. And what I share is, in working with men for close to 7.5, over almost close to 8 years, is that it's really not a confidence issue. It's more of a self-esteem, self-worth issue. And I share that in this next video here, where I go a little more into detail and for you to discover that perhaps it's not a confidence issue and it's more of a self-esteem issue. And you want to be careful and you want to know really what's the difference and accept if that's the case where you're at. So go ahead and check out that video. Now, I'm Anthony from Strong Men Coaching. And until next time, stay strong.